Hello and welcome to another episode of the Wade's Adventures. Yes, that is a Hawker Hurricane Mark 1 and that is a British A34 Comet cruiser tank, which can only mean one thing. No, not the start of World War III, we're at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford. We're heading straight into Hangar 1, which is called Airspace. As you enter the building, on the right is the Conservation Hall, which is looking a little bit empty at the moment, but it still houses vehicles from the Bosnian War, Cold War and World War II. You'll also find a Tornado GR4, Gloucester Javelin and the mighty Lancaster Bomber. Now into the main hangar, you'll notice some of the vehicles parked closely together. This is because the museum is currently undertaking a project called the Large Object Moves Programme. You'll see more of this in other hangars later on. In this hangar, you'll be able to get up close to iconic planes like the Avro Vulcan, Handley Page Victor and one of the 4 remaining short Sunderlands left in the world. If there's any other planes or vehicles that you can see that I haven't mentioned, feel free to drop them in the comments below. One of the main reasons I recommend starting with Hangar 1 is due to being able to board Concorde 101. Opening times for this are between 10:30 and 3 PM and it's definitely one of the highlights of the museum. Before you leave Airspace, make sure you visit Airborne Assault. This museum tells the story of the Parachute Regiment and other airborne forces. You'll find a multitude of weapons, military uniform and medals dating back all the way to 1940. On your way to Hangar 2, don't forget to check out the runway and of course this beautiful B-17 Flying Fortress. Hangar 2 houses First and Second World War planes that are still airworthy to this day. Throughout the day you'll see engineers making repairs to these iconic aircraft. In this hangar you'll find a Bristol Beaufighter, Hawker Nimrod, Gloucester Gladiator, even Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible plane. When you're outside, don't forget to check out this beautiful PBY Catalina. Hangar 3 has many privately owned and rare aircraft. These include an Airco de Havilland DH9, the only airworthy Bristol Blenheim, and a replica Fokker DR1. Yes, I said Fokker. As we make our way round, you can see a Westland Lysander, a P-51D Mustang and a Spitfire among others. As we make our way through here, my favourite bit has to be the cockpit wreckage of a Japanese Zero fighter. Other highlights include this lovely Sea Vixen and the German one-man submarine. Sometimes aircraft from the airliner collection are open to the public, so you can climb aboard and walk through. The Second World War is my favourite historical subject, especially the Battle of Britain. If you're the same as me, Hangar 4 is right up your street. In here you'll find the three most famous fighter planes from this period, a Hurricane, a Spitfire and a partially restored Messerschmitt, which crash landed in 1940. Make sure to check out the Hurricane cockpit and get a lovely view of the hangar from the platform. At the rear of this hangar is another example of the museum's Large Object Moves programme. Lots of land warfare vehicles are currently kept in here, with many of them at least partially blocked from view. You can clearly see some tanks, frontline caravans and a fully restored Avro Anson. Also on show is the wreckage of Rudolf Hess's Messerschmitt, which crashed over Scotland in 1941. As you enter Hangar 5, you're greeted by this huge Avro Shackleton, which is currently undergoing major conservation work. Between the hours of 10 and 3 on weekdays, you can watch the restoration take place on the Shackleton, a Heinkel HE-162 and possibly on an anti-tank gun. Also stored in here is the cockpit sections of a Vickers Valiant and a Handley Page Victor. In the last part of the Conservation in Action hangar, there's plenty more land warfare vehicles, but these are also ones that are on the move, so at the moment it currently resembles a bit of a car park. Once you've left Hangar 5, you'll see this massive coastal gun on the right hand side. Make sure to check out the underneath and see the mechanisms of it. Just before you reach the American Air Museum, you'll come across this glass memorial sculpture. It's called Counting the Cost. It contains 7,031 aircraft etched onto it, representing every plane missing in action flown by American Air Forces from Britain during World War II. You can see it in full here, as I didn't want to cut any of it out of respect to those who lost their lives. Right, time for the last hangar, number 6, the American Air Museum. As soon as you walk in, you're greeted with this vast selection of planes. In here, you'll see planes ranging from the small Spad, Texan and Mustang to the larger F4 Phantom, F-15 Eagle and the A-10 Thunderbolt. That's without mentioning classics like the C-47 Skytrain, B-24 Liberator and the B-17. But the best two planes in here, in my opinion, are the SR-71 Blackbird, which was, and maybe still is, the fastest plane ever built, reaching speeds of almost 3,000 miles per hour. And my other favourite has to be the B-29 Strato Fortress. You just have to see this thing in person to grasp how big it actually is. Make sure you walk around the whole of the balcony and all around the ground floor to get the best vantage points for each plane. Also found in here is part of the World Trade Center steelworks and part of the Berlin Wall. Tucked away behind all the hangars and easily missed is the Duxford Ops Block. In here you'll find the story of the role that Duxford played during World War II and the Battle of Britain. This genuinely is an amazing aviation museum. It's well worth the entrance fee and I'd recommend it to anyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked what you saw, and feel free to comment what your favourite plane is and let me know where to visit next.